Please select fan films. Excellent. Select your guest. Dreaming Tabitha, start.
Me and Star Wars, well, I've been watching it since I was a kid. I was introduced to it by my brother with his little action figures and things like that. Probably the first one I ever saw, if I'm not mistaken, was Return of the Jedi. Yep, I saw it backwards.
All right,
But
nice.
after I saw Princess Leia and Darth Vader, I was like, yeah. So I got into it when I was a preteen. Darth Vader has always been and will always be my favorite Star Wars character and probably my favorite villain. Just something about him. I just love it. James Earl Jones, that deep voice, that just the power of the two fingers. I love it.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Oh, it's
Every
beautiful.
line he says is powerful.
It's
Boom.
powerful. Yeah.
Speaking of powerful, we're going to check out a fan film called Dark Resurgence, a Star Wars story, award-winning fan film. So this one must have been submitted to a film festival, I'm assuming here.
400,000 views.
400,000 views, made by Mike the Marine. All right. It was released in 2018. Oh, yeah, there's definitely a couple fan films for festivals in those days. All right. Let's go. Nonprofit. Right. 13 minutes. Let's go. And it is muted. That should not be muted. There we go. All right.
Nice.
Cool little icon title.
Would have been cool if it would have had that shinobi shing.
Shing. Yep. Little slices.
At the fall of the Empire, the galaxy lay in ruin. When the rebellion failed to establish order, an old Sith empire emerged from the shadows. Under the command of Lord Vicus, a coalition of evil forces laid siege against rebel systems. But after
one stormtrooper's doing like a little dab.
The coalition.
What was that?
If you go back, it almost looked like the stormtrooper was like this. Look, see, how you doing?
He is. He's like, "What's up, bro? What's up?" I like this intro so far. They did not start out with a crawl like a lot of the fan films will do, and they are narrating it. I like to show Death Star, boom, blow it up. Okay,
that was
next
pretty
thing,
nice.
Boom, next thing, boom. That's the first intro sequence I've seen like this for Star Wars.
This helmet is really cool too. This bad guy, thus far impressed. I don't know what he'll be like, but as far as the way he looks.
Yeah, I am not sure if this is based on any type of fan film, or not fan film, sorry, any type of like lore EU stuff at all. I have no idea if this is like a character, but based on the story being this is after the Empire and it's new Sith ones rising, this seems like a original idea. So
I just love the stormtrooper though. Like,
it's great. I think he's supposed to be holding another weapon, but the way it's paused looks weird. So he's just like, "Yo, what's up?" So he's talking to his girl, and he's gonna shoot you in the face.
Interesting choice, yeah.
Evil forces laid siege against rebel systems. But after a bloody war, the coalition was defeated. Refusing surrender, the Sith commander fled to a distant world, awaiting reinforcements from the Dark Council.
I like how quickly it just jumps in.
It's
just here's the summary of stuff. Okay, now boom, let's go.
Right. Yeah, I think also, you've got your video clips, but I like the fact that it's just some of them are still and then they move. Like it's not just constant video footage, but there are some special effects popping here and there. But I don't know, it gives your brain a little bit of time to absorb, I think, what's going on.
Yeah, it's a good little mix. It's not taking all footage that's just from the films and you're utilizing a little bit yourself. So it's not like super impressive, but it's just enough to. It's going by quickly enough too, so we're not just staring at it for a long time. Dark Resurgence, nice ominous music to accompany.
Classic panning scene.
On a planet.
Somewhere in Colorado.
Yeah, it looks good. They pick a lot of nice locations for some of these fan films.
Probably in Utah. Utah seems to be the place.
Really?
Hmm.
Can you hear it okay?
Lord
Mhm.
Vicus.
Ooh, nice.
Master, how much longer until reinforcements arrive?
They are not coming. Your coalition has failed.
We've suffered loss, but the war is not over.
But it is. With you as commander.
What is this treachery? You cannot do this!
We already have.
Like how smirky he is about it.
Are not to return to
We already
Korvac.
have.
The council has banished you.
Cue evil laugh. Exactly. I wish that would have happened.
Rebel Command, do you copy? Go ahead, Lieutenant. I'm picking up a long-range transmission. Our intel may be correct. Is Raven with you? No, but... Wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
All right. I was about to say, is the Stormtrooper just looking at him?
Yeah.
What's going on? Vicus is here.
The helmet is
Uh-oh.
so cool.
His face I could never forget.
I'm really curious if they made the mask themselves or if that was a mask.
I'm
that-
thinking so, just because looking at the way the eyepieces are in there, I don't know, something about it tells me it's probably made.
Yeah, well,
I
we
think
shall
the
find.
the sound for the radio and everything like that, but the effects that they put on the voiceovers, I think they sound good too, nice and clean.
Especially when you're filming in the forest, their sound can be muffled by the wind or whatever
Yeah.
distance between you and the mic. So yeah, it sounds pretty good being outside so far.
I know you're complicit, but do not engage until we arrive.
I presume that you
Ooh,
provided
spit.
the rebels with my location in an attempt to kill me.
Can't just sit by and do nothing. He breathes like the rest of us.
You forget who I am. This will not end here.
You may be powerful, Vicus, but you cannot defeat me. You will never be the master.
Oh, there he is.
There it is.
There it is for you.
You will suffer for your betrayal.
Stupid hologram.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice
Rebels
little,
are here.
that was a nice little
Search-
force shield block.
Yeah,
Wasn't too flashy, just nice and
just
simple.
enough. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
get a full image of the mask here. Very nice.
Yeah, a lot of detail there.
Very tribal. It's like space tribal kind of hybrid here. I like it. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
this
kind of
one's-
reminds me of some of like the Hawaiian tribal facial tattoos.
Makes sense. Yeah, so this made me think of Revan, but Revan has a completely different mask, but it's like
Mhm,
long,
yeah.
long, I guess, long face.
Yeah,
This one's-
exactly.
This one's more
Yeah.
square jaw.
Yes. So you've come to kill me, Rebel.
Yeah, very white teeth.
Rebel begun to know the meaning of torment and suffering.
Let him go, Vicus.
Oh, he just popped out of
As
nowhere.
you wish.
Yeah, that's
Jedi.
literally what I was thinking. The teleporting Jedi. All right.
Oh,
I
that was a
did
nice way to
expect
do
you.
that. That was
Oh,
pretty
I see.
nicely done. When he threw him into the tree, but just the way that the thing panned, I think that was good.
Yep, a good way. It's interesting watching these to see the different ways how they implement a force power, because sometimes
Yeah.
they'll use like a string pull or a camera
Mhm.
trick, and there's some that don't attempt one at all and they just do something silly.
No!
Yeah, see, just the flick of the hand and then
I've
that
been
quick
expecting-
camera motion. It's
Yep,
all
and
the
we don't
motion
linger
you
on it.
need to indicate. Very nicely
Yeah,
done.
and we don't linger on him too long while he's against the tree, so we can cut away.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so he's got a little rival with this Jedi. Let's see.
My life is at an end. I've come a long way to find you.
You underestimate me as you underestimate the power of the dark,
The dark side.
Yeah, I'm a little annoyed that this confrontation
Always.
is generic, but
Yeah.
you know,
Like, where'd it come
guess-
from? Like, what's the story? What
Yeah,
happened?
yeah. That's what a lot of them do. They just kind of get into the fight. It's like there's a lot of story there, but like sometimes the character is like, well, I don't know, they're fighting now, okay? Like that's.
And
what
I feel like you underestimate the power of the dark side is straight up from the Sith cliche handbook. Like there are other ways to say that, you know.
Yeah, and the last one that I watched, there was quite a few different things that like I didn't hear from Star Wars, but they would fit right along those quotes, and it's very.
Yeah, it's like, you know, when you're making a fan film, it's almost like you have this checkbox. Okay, got to be able to say, you know, like your lack your faith is disturbing. I have a bad feeling about this. It's like, you know, if you overuse every single one, it's like we know this is Star Wars. We don't got to be using all the cliches.
Yeah, that's why in a way it gives you more freedom to do something more unique because we know it's Star Wars that you're trying to emulate. So if you do something a little bit different in it, then you can present it in a new fashion. But you know, we're doing pretty good though for being about 5 minutes in. This being the only thing pretty much.
Yeah.
Let's see how their fight is.
Jedi, but you're holding back. Much like your Padawan.
Okay, that's also the kind of dialogue that I'm really tired of when they say you're holding back and you don't have your anger. It's just like, yeah, I know, but he seems to be using his anger right away. So I don't know either. That's kind of ironic.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was gonna be like the way he was talking, like your, and it almost sounded like a taunt, like your mother. Like it's just like that's what I was
mother,
expecting.
boy. Yeah. I was with
That's
your
what it
mom
sounded
last
like.
night.
You see, he's got that body language going, like your mother. That's what. So when he said Padawan, I was like, not where I'm going.
They're not about to start a battle. They're about to do a yo mama joke battle or something right here. But now, I just wish that there was a little bit more with like to get him pissed as well. He just said, you know, you're not using your power very much, like your Padawan was. No.
Yeah, his ego is very sensitive, apparently.
I was about to say, this makes the Jedi Code seem extremely on a thread at all times. Like, oh man, the slightest insult
they're at war,
will get you pissed. Like,
they're at war, so you know he's stressed out.
Yeah, interesting.
Now that you say that, it's like how ridiculous.
That's kind of a funny run. I really wish they weren't playing this music right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get in a lot of them, they play the music from Star Wars directly. And to me, they just, I don't know. There's something about it that makes it feel forced. And I'd rather either
because there's
no music.
There's no emotional connection. You know, the Battle of the Heroes, we have a lot going on with Anakin and Obi-Wan. Like, we are feeling that confrontation. We are feeling the struggle of these two characters that loved each other.
Yeah.
Here, we just have random people in the woods.
Yeah. And so I'd rather there either be no music or different music that's not as dramatic. Just in a way, I'd be okay with generic other music that isn't Star Wars because, you know, wouldn't be trying to pull those strings.
People rely too much on the magic of John Williams's music, but it's like, but that was for a specific moment, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't just a good fight scene song. No, this was like, this was heavy. Like,
yeah. And so far, I mean, choreography for this, I wouldn't say it's bad. It's okay. Yeah, I've seen worse.
Yeah.
So that's all right.
The only way to defeat me is through the power of the dark side, Jedi. You are weak without it.
You know, maybe this would mean more if we knew anything about the characters, but
that's what
I'm just
saying.
like,
he just showed up. Like, he just showed up.
Like, and this doesn't feel like, you know, the main character you would follow at all. It's just like, I don't know. He's Jedi.
I'm not even sure who the main character is because we know that he's the main bad guy, but we don't. Wait.
Yeah, I assume we're mostly following the bad guy here. Is like our main person that we're following, and then if anything, I thought the rebel guy might have been like the protagonist side.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be different. That'd be interesting to have like a rebel soldier and then a Sith. That's different. That's a different
that would be
type
cool.
of thing because you think like there's no challenge or no contest, but regardless, that'd be an interesting concept to explore.
Rules, Vicus. You will die.
Jedi are just killers, man. They're just like, we're all nice and feelings, but I'm gonna kill you. Well, dude, that's
he
kind of
sounds pretty angry to me. Maybe he is tapping into the dark side. Better watch out, Ficus or whatever his name is.
I mean, Luke was like
Vicus.
the only Jedi to like go, I don't want to kill a Sith. Everybody else is like, yeah, kill them all. I mean, the lightsaber effect on his is cool. That's just what I was thinking. It's just what I was thinking. I'm also wishing that maybe they did some extra artwork to the stormtroopers to not look as generic, because this is supposed to be many years after the Empire has fallen, and there's like a whole battle afterward, and then this is like after that, based on the intro. So I kind of wish the design was a little different. I know the design, they'd be using the basic stormtrooper base, but if they had different paint jobs or something, or some pieces of armor missing, maybe to make it look a little more unique, like if they could, like a full sleeve. I don't know how the armor suits actually connect, if it's like literally a jumpsuit or pajamas, or if they put on the arm pieces and torso separately. I don't know.
It would have been, that would have been better. Something.
It'd at least stand out more if that were the case.
Did you hear that? It's coming from over there. I'll cover you.
I did the Wilhelm already.
You first.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now we have a brand new batch of heroes. Like, we first had the first Rebel Scout guy who has history with our bad guy.
No, he's gone now.
He's gone now. And then we have a Jedi popping out of the woods like a gnome who has anger management issues, and they're about to do this intense fight scene, and now we jump to the mercenaries.
You're thinking exactly what I'm thinking as I'm watching this. There's so many characters, and this is feeling like you have a lot of friends and family that want to be in your project, and you're making sure you get all this cast in there.
Flowing, it's not making sense. Like, the only thing that's
I don't know what the focus
these characters is that they're in the woods.
I don't know what the focus is now. I mean, this is supposed to be, you're at the end of a battle and there's a war and you're trying to regroup yourself, and I guess, but now I don't know. I don't know what the focus is right here.
I mean, it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know what story is this far. It's not.
The story is getting very lost, and I don't know who we're following now. We're just jumping to different characters, and we're halfway done though. Well, let's see where this takes us. Maybe it's going to awesome finale. We'll see.
Oh, she looks upset.
It looks very.
Looks like Core was right.
You're literally thinking everything I'm about to say. Pretty much.
She
like
looks.
Face
she's not just upset. She is disgusted, appalled, repulsed. Like.
Yeah, she's like, I have to. The stench of stormtroopers.
That is a snarl. Look at that. I mean, she looks like she belongs to the Empire. Look at that face.
Yeah, she.
All that matters is we find Core. We find him.
Core.
We find Vicus.
I don't know who the character is in that. What? Red Lightning. Okay. I guess.
With your mama. Oh, that's how this guy's talking.
It is funny. It is schoolyard kind of. I'm gonna hit you. No, I'm gonna hit you. Your mom stuck. Your mom stinks. No, don't say that about my mom. No.
Yeah, I'm getting the impression that this Sith is very immature.
Yeah, but I don't understand why that's our focus.
Which would then maybe make sense with the hologram, why he's like, you'll never become master. We were getting very much like this adolescent, like Anakin Skywalker kind of thing, although he's already Darth Vader.
Yeah, I don't. It's interesting when there's fun concepts, but the execution so far is very jumbled around. Like, they had 7 ideas and they're putting it all into one thing, and it's like, well, I don't know, maybe you could have, because they're trying to do this thing here with him and the Jedi and the Sith, and then there's the stormtroopers and there's the rebels, and I don't know who Core is now. What was that?
I'm waiting for R2-D2 to show up and be like,
is
cut down a
Core
tree.
supposed to be short for Core Man?
No, I don't think so. I'm thinking it might have been the guy in the beginning.
Okay. Core is on Core Man. That's not.
No, they're not on Korriban. Like, I think that's where the other was, right?
That's what I was saying, because this is Vicus here, and the guy he's talking to is named Core, who was on Core.
I keep
Man.
wanting to call him Ficus. Like
Ficus, I know, it's so close. So close. It's like, well, with the Chrysanthemum or whatever in the Boba Fett, I kept on calling him Chrysanthemum because
me too.
Just makes the rolls off the tongue better, honestly.
Yeah.
You're a failure to your order, Raven.
Oh, so that's Raven. Okay, yeah, he came with the other guy. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Gage, did you find Core? He's dead.
All right. He's like, I'm only on screen for a little bit. I got to do it. I got to do my best.
Did you find Gage? Like, this was the most Southern Belle moment for a dude I've ever seen. You might as well just whipped out a fan.
He's got the vapors. On her face again, nice. You know, just
she's in it. Like, she's dedicated.
Yeah, probably the best actor so far in this this thing, just because it's like, there's a lot on the face.
Upset woman, and she's just not afraid to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We end this now.
I don't feel the urgency at all. Like, are they saying that they kill Vicus and they win, or what? Like,
we don't know.
I don't know. Or they killed like 2 stormtroopers, which I'm assuming they only had 2 stormtrooper costumes. So
that was what was left over from the Empire. Just those 2. So
yeah,
just
2 guys, just John and Craig. Yep. Oh, I guess he's knocked
he
down
killed
now.
him. When did that happen?
Teabag time. No.
Oh. That was a nice cutaway. We didn't get to see at the moment the whole face until now.
Yeah.
He's very.
I guess he's dead now.
He fell for the oldest trick in the book. Oh my gosh.
Oh, he should have kept the mask on. Yeah, I don't really like the face. I don't know. It's a very children's Halloween costume.
Yeah, like a teenager attempting to be, rebel goth metal kind of.
It's what Kylo Ren would put on to try to look cool. Oh, I'm scary, right? No.
Yeah.
No.
And besides, who wears makeup under a helmet like that?
That's also the thing. It's not obvious. It's not disfigured. It's just it's just there. I'm gonna wear my war paint under my mask and hood.
See, we're coming to this era with Star Wars, though. It's like everything, as long as you have some kind of cool character gimmick. I think that was what was nice about Kylo Ren, though, was that his gimmick was his mask, but it was pretty basic. But it's not, because as we watch Star Wars, the gimmick for Episode 1 was Darth Maul.
Right.
But he wasn't around for forever, so it didn't, it wasn't too cheesy if that's the case. Then the gimmicks in, Episode 2 and 3 were the lightsabers transitions, like all of a sudden now we're fighting with 2 lightsabers, and now we've got the, General Grievous got like 18 of them like a Swiss Army knife, So the gimmicks is what kills, I think, a lot of fan films and movies that even in Hollywood come afterwards. Because we think we just need to have something cool. No, it's about the story. Like just
they'll have the checklist of things they think they should have, but then that's pretty much all they do, and then there's not too much on the rest of it. See, I like the screenshot here. Like, I wouldn't mind if this was, you could have focused on you got these guys that have the same costume, sort of. That could be the rebels. You got the stormtrooper ones. You can, either green screen something or by trickery and make it appear like there's more here and there, or just have these few characters. And
are you a fan of Firefly?
I think I saw Firefly.
With
That's with Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, because this guy over here on the side, the big gun, he to me is seemingly like an off-brand of Jane. Adam Baldwin's character. Like, he seems to be like this really poor adaptation of Jane.
It made me think of the guy in Aliens. It's like, it's all over, man. It's over. that he's like, kill Gage, he's dead, or whatever his name was. He's dead. No. Okay, well, let's power through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got more emotion from the mask, to be honest. I don't know.
Because there's mystery to it. It's just like with the Book of Boba Fett. They kept taking off his freaking mask and it makes, or his helmet, and it takes the mystery away.
Yeah, well, it
Once
makes
you take
them
off
look.
that-
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it just makes them look less intimidating too. It
Yeah.
just makes them look more vulnerable and weird.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay,
imagine
so
if
I
Darth
guess-
Vader took his helmet off every 30 seconds. He wouldn't have been
God.
as interesting.
Yeah, that would be awful. So, I mean, even Django in the second one, he was out of it a few times, but when it was okay to be out of it, essentially,
Right.
and it wasn't,
Exactly.
you weren't fixated on his face, and he still looked like he's, the chill bounty hunter in a way.
Yeah.
He's still able to pull that off at the time.
Oh,
All
gotta
right, guess
show off
that's
the
over with.
glorious locks,
Yeah, long hair. Can't tell if that's a wig or his actual hair, but
I'd have to get a close up.
the
See-
stuff around the eyes looks so cheesy.
They should have decided either the mask or this makeup, because he looks like he could maybe have been a product of the witch sisters, or the night sisters of Dathomir. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, I think so.
That would have been cool. Like if they would have gone that route, whatever this guy's backstory was. Maybe he grew up with them. Of course, obviously he's a male, but that would make more sense with the whole tribal aspect. So just
And the
leave
long
that.
hair.
That would have been fine. And long hair. Or just leave
Yeah.
the mask on. Like
Yeah,
they could have
just like
broken the mask.
The mask seemed like a lot of work if they made that themselves. Just go with the mask.
They should
what I
have
would've-
just then maybe had it broken where you only see like maybe a part of his eye. So that way you still know he's human, but it's still the mystery.
I feel like because it's award-winning fan film, they're submitting this to a contest, and I think
Yeah.
they think that they need to see their face emote, because that's like how critics judge things, oddly.
I know, but
Which is why they took them off in the shows. It's like because they think they need to see their face, and Master Chief
like you
with Halo.
don't.
It's like
Yeah.
you don't need to see their face every time you do something. You can convey emotion through movement, and
Yeah.
the tone and music helps. That's where music helps too, is with
That's
when
where
there's
creative
no
planning goes
facial
into
thing.
it. That's how you make real epic movie magic.
and angles of camera, all
Yeah.
that stuff helps.
Look at that snarl though.
I know he's like, "Nyeh, I'm gonna kill you, I guess."
Master and the apprentice.
See, now he's just a
Is he supposed to be his old apprentice or something? I'm so confused. I don't know what they keep on referencing, the apprentice or Padawan. I have no idea who he is, and I can understand like, oh, if it was their kid, sure, but I don't know. I don't understand what they're doing. Killed by the same lightsaber. Since when is that significant in Star Wars? When
Well, you're a Harry Potter fan making a Star Wars movie.
I guess so. That could explain a lot. It could.
Same
It could explain how
alike.
they appeared here randomly, teleporting. As I say, as they literally just come out of there. Yes, diagonally.
Killed by the same alike.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the effects are nice there.
Yeah.
Oh, why'd you not kill her?
That thing just died. I thought they were going to be
Her
important
face-
characters.
Her face just counters his force attack.
Yeah.
You can't choke me. You gotta get closer to my face. Yeah, you're right. I thought they were gonna be.
I
of
thought they
some
were going to be
significance.
around. Okay.
We're almost done. I don't know. Now these two are the last ones left.
What I am faced with? A weak Jedi? And now some woman?
I am no woman. Oh, I don't know.
Taking a crap.
Foolish.
Oh, okay.
Don't kill her.
She's changed. She's had the same face. Oh, I guess. No. Okay.
No!
All right.
It's
face
Game
is
of
the
Thrones.
same.
Everybody's going to die.
Yep.
Oh.
She has the same facial expression. Oh, an ad. Wow, that's rare. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, let's get away
We
from
got to
that.
rescue the people.
No.
Just when it was getting good.
Okay. What a time to cut away and then come back.
Wait, did she kill
just
him?
killed him. She just killed him. She just shot him in the head. He's dead.
This won an award. Obviously,
is-
it had to be for cinematography and not for the storyline. Like, it looks
Wow.
beautiful. Everything
Yeah,
is nicely colored.
Effects are okay too.
Great
It's
bokeh
pretty good.
effect. Oh yeah, the depth of field, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
This story
Wow.
is a soap
Wow.
opera. Like,
Yes. No.
I always loved you.
I shall drink thine poison now and join you. No. Her name is Valkyrie. Okay.
You have to evacuate now.
Well, she's the last one left.
Affirmative.
Okay.
No call for backup or be like, I've got a man down. I don't know. Somebody.
Medic. Nothing.
She's not even telling him, don't worry, guys. I took out the big bad Sith dude. Like, he's dead. Our problems are
Yeah,
solved.
they don't.
Like,
Yeah, they don't know that. They don't know that at all.
like,
Wow.
we just lost a Jedi. I just killed the Sith Lord.
All my
save
men
me.
is down. I'm the last
All
one
my
left,
men are-
by the way. Thanks. Wow.
And scene.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, like you said, nice aesthetics and
Yes.
nice concepts, but it looks like they mashed them all into one thing. And oof. We worked on this film for a little over 2 years due to scheduling conflicts. Visual effects and editing took much longer than expected, but in the end, the force was with us and we prevailed. A huge shout out to the entire team. Okay, yeah, you had a nice team. Yeah, that's
I
cool.
read that last part in his thing where it says, when Lord Vicus's forces are defeated, he escapes to a distant world, awaiting reinforcements. Why didn't he just wait in his ship until reinforcements came? Like, why would you
That's a
wander
good-
into the woods with only 2 stormtroopers waiting for backup?
That's a good point. You could have at least been able to evade the people following you for a while.
Hey, shout out to Kayla Sweet, though, man. She brought the face. She brought it. She was the star.
Yeah,
she
that face.
She ends up being like the star of this film.
Yeah, she's a survivor. She's the one that wins. I don't know why, but she's the one that wins. You know. All right, by Mike the Marine.
Thank you, Mike.
All right. Oh, he's got
Oh, he's got a bunch.
Oh, he's got a bunch of these. Okay, last one was a year ago. Holy shit. The other ones are Tale of the Sith, Wrath of the Empire, and Tales of the Sith. That's his main series here.
I mean, I would be
Okay.
interested in more about these characters. It's just that they were all crammed together. If he would have maybe, and I understand, budget and time frame, like he was saying, but like if they would have turned this into maybe 2 or 3 like 6-minute videos or something like that to give us some backstory. And I know not everything's about backstory, but we needed some.
Yeah, well, it's like we
backstory.
should have focused on less characters, and we should have, should have spent a couple characters, and the time that you're focusing you should be accomplishing more than one thing at a time. In the last Star Wars fan film I watched, there was literally like they're fighting each other, they're doing small character things to each other. That was just like all in like a minute of time. There's a lot being told to us about the state of things and what's going on. It was just like, oh wow, like that's how you get meat into as little as possible of a thing.
Yeah.
You're able to care about what happened.
People are so enamored by special effects and lightsaber duels and music that they're not focusing on the stories anymore.
Yeah. I mean, so honestly, I'd say that one really was not that good. It was a cool mask and the character concepts and the even the actors. Like I kind of, I want to see them doing something there.
Yeah.
Like I guess I'll call her the face. The
snarler.
The snarl face. Yes, Miss Snarls. She'd be interesting to see in her own little thing. There.
Yeah.
She wants to bring it. It seems, very much. And the other guy is like, he wants to be the dude, the comedic relief or something. That's what I was getting. He wants to. Oh man, it's over. It's over. we're doomed. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any last thoughts on that?
It was beautifully made to look at.
Yes.
Lightsabers were great.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe go back and read a book and try to figure out how to write a story.
Yeah, but I wish, especially since that won an award, I'm curious what they even look for.
What they won an award for.
In it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be for coloring. It's got to be for cinematography.
Yeah, because this story was so, I don't even know what the story was. It was just like, yeah, and he gave us the whole thing in the beginning, which set the scene, and then just kind of chilled there, and everybody died, I guess, and okay.
I think my favorite part is when the Jedi pops out of nowhere.
Yep, and it was like, oh, I guess he's here now. Thanks. Okay, cool. And I guess the rebel guy lives. We never saw the rebel guy again. He's dead, I guess.
I guess he got thrown into a tree, but I'm like, a lot of people get thrown.
He also would have been a nice character to follow, the first rebel guy, and it seemed like
he had history with him. It was like, so what?
They showed a flashback.
We'll
they showed
know.
a flashback, right? That was a flashback they were showing of him fighting him or something. And it was like that could have been interesting to see.
Nope.
But
they done him wrong like they did Finn.
Pretty much, they finned him. They finned him, unfortunately. But yeah, I guess with that, we'll see you guys on the next one.